You wake up, but your body doesn't. You open your eyes, but your brain feels like it's stuck in syrup. The alarm's been screaming, and you're still lying there, staring at the ceiling, dreading the next move. Here's the truth most people won't tell you. That groggy, disconnected haze you feel every morning isn't harmless. It's not just a phase. It's not just age. It's a warning sign. Your body is trying to wake up, but your nervous system is stuck in limbo. And if you ignore it long enough, you're heading straight for a breakdown. I've seen this play out too many times. Older adults who used to run businesses, raise families, live with purpose, now spending the first hour of every day in a fog that never fully lifts. Some even start using coffee like a life support machine. Others just accept it. They say, "I'm older now. This is normal." No, it's not normal. It's common. That's very different. I'm not here to comfort you. I'm here to wake you up. Literally. I'm a sleep therapist, and I've sat across from hundreds of people, smart, capable people, who were being slowly destroyed by one simple truth. They never learned how to wake up properly. So today, I'm giving you something different. Not a feel-good bedtime story. Not another soft list of habits you'll forget by noon. This is a battle plan. If your mornings feel like a fight, this is how you win it. Let's go. Let's break down the 5 key mistakes you're making the moment you wake up, and the exact steps to reverse every one of them. We'll go one by one. I'll give you real scenarios, real people, and a solution so clear, you'll wonder why no one ever taught you this before. First, you try to get up. That's your first mistake. You wake up and think, "I need to get up." You plant that command in a body that's been basically paralyzed for hours. Your blood flows low. Your balance is fragile. Your brain's still swimming in melatonin. But you try to get up like you're 30 and fresh off a power nap. What do you think happens? You either collapse back into bed, or worse, you force yourself up and spend the next hour moving like a zombie. I worked with a man named Raymond, 72, former engineer, brilliant mind. But every morning, his body refused to follow orders. He'd get up, feel dizzy, lightheaded, confused. He told me he felt like his body was betraying him. But it wasn't betrayal. It was biology. Your nervous system doesn't like sudden transitions, especially after the age of 60. If you shock it, it shuts down. If you coax it, it wakes up. So here's what I told Raymond. Forget about getting up. Instead, start with your toes. Yes, your toes. Minute 1. No sitting, no standing, no movement above the knees. Just your toes. Wiggle them, one by one. Small, deliberate pulses. You're not dancing. You're waking the body from the ground up. It sounds ridiculous until it works. Do it for 20 seconds, then 30, then 50. I want you to feel heat, circulation, life, moving up through your legs. That's your signal. Your nervous system is back online. And Raymond? He started every morning this way. Within a week, no more collapsing. No more spinning rooms. His exact words? "I feel like I'm taking control of the cockpit again." Let's move to the second mistake. You ignore your face. You think waking up is about your legs, your back, your joints. But where does your consciousness live? Right here, behind your eyes, inside your skull. Your head is the control tower. If it's still asleep, the whole system's grounded. So what do? You activate it manually. The people I work with are always shocked by how fast this works. Take your palms, rub them together. Fast, not dainty. Friction, heat, energy. Then place them over your eyes. Hold. Then your forehead, your temples, the base of your skull. Move that warmth around. Wake up the system. You ever seen a boxer in the corner between rounds? The coach rubs their shoulders, slaps their cheeks. Why? To wake them up. To bring them back to full alertness. You're doing the same thing, but smarter. There's a woman I remember, Clarice, 67, former piano teacher. She told me, "I feel like I wake up underwater." So I taught her the heat in hands method. She called it her morning ignition sequence. Within days, she was laughing. She said, "I haven't felt this kind of alertness since my 50s. Now, mistake number 3, silence. You stay silent. You lie there, still, waiting for the fog to lift. You think being quiet is restful. But in that moment, it's the worst thing you can do. Your vocal cords, your breath, your sound. These are tools. Use them. I want you to make a sound. A real sound. Not words. A vibration. Hum. Let it rumble through your chest. You're not trying to sing. You're trying to re-enter your body. Feel the resonance. Let it shake loose the sleep. Sound is energy. It wakes the lungs, the diaphragm, the sinuses, the brainstem. I had one client, Leo, 80, ex-military, zero patience for anything woo-woo. He laughed in my face when I gave him this advice. But then he tried it. He told me it was like starting an engine with your voice. That grogginess, gone. He even started humming while shaving. He said it gave him a clarity he forgot he could feel. Here's where we take it up a notch. The fourth mistake. You don't move your spine. You focus on your feet, your legs, your arms. But your spine? That's the superhighway of your nervous system. And most people leave it locked down, stiff, frozen, until they're already standing. Too late. When your spine is inactive, your brain stays sluggish. When your spine moves, the brain wakes up. Fast. So here's what I want. While still lying down, bring your knees up. Slowly. No rush. Now gently rock your knees left and right. You're not doing sit-ups. You're freeing your spine. 10 seconds each side. Let it stretch. Let it flex. Then, push one leg forward. Straighten it out. Pull it back. Then switch. It's not exercise. It's communication. You're telling your body, we're back. We're moving. Let's go. I had a woman named Teresa, 74, retired firefighter. Years of hard physical work had left her stiff and tense every morning. She said her lower back felt like concrete. 2 weeks of this spinal wake-up, and she was walking to the kitchen without that old woman shuffle. Her words, not mine. This works, but only if you do it. Not once. Not when you feel like it. Every morning. Every time. And finally, the fifth mistake. You forget to laugh. Yeah, I said it. Laugh. Even if nothing's funny. Even if it feels stupid. Why? Because laughter is oxygen. It's vibration. It's blood flow. You're not laughing for comedy. You're laughing for chemistry. It releases dopamine, shakes your ribs, sends a shockwave of wakefulness through your chest. Fake it if you have to. Just start. I had a client who called it morning madness. He'd do all the steps, then end it with a forced, ridiculous laugh. Ha, 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 like a cartoon villain. He told me it felt ridiculous. Until one morning, he caught himself laughing for real. He said it felt like he was alive again. Not just awake. Alive. So, you're not groggy because you're weak. You're groggy because you were never taught how to transition from sleep to alertness the right way. But now you know. And we're not done yet. Because what happens next? What happens after you sit up? After you plant your feet on the floor? That's where most people crash. That's where the fog creeps back in. That's what we'll face right now. So now your feet are on the floor. You've moved the spine, shaken the fog, even forced a laugh. But this is where most people lose the battle. Because getting out of bed is just the first step. What you do in the next 5 minutes will decide your entire day. Whether you stay sharp or slowly slip right back into that low-level haze that drags on until dinner. I've seen it happen again and again. You think you're up. You think you're moving. But really, you've just shifted from horizontal grogginess to vertical grogginess. And it's just as dangerous. Let me show you why. There's a trap right here, and it's waiting for you in the chair, the couch, that soft spot by the window. The second you sit back down, game over. Your nervous system was rising. Now it's collapsing. It's like taking a car that just roared to life and then pulling the keys out mid-engine. You want an example? Harold, 69, former military pilot, precision guy. He did every wake-up routine I gave him. Nailed it. Then sat in his recliner with his coffee. 10 minutes later, right back where he started. Head low, shoulders slumped, barely responsive. We changed one thing. I told him, don't sit. Stand. Move. Anchor yourself in upright momentum. 10 minutes. That's all. Walk the hallway. Do the dishes. Fold a towel. Anything. Just don't sit. That shift alone changed his mornings. And he told me later, it changed his afternoons too. His brain stopped checking out around noon. He stopped napping unintentionally. So if you're still listening, hear this clearly. Sit later. Move now. Now here's where the psychology kicks in. You've physically woken up. But your mind? It's still sitting in yesterday. Still replaying conversations. Regretting things you didn't do. Dreading what's coming. That's what I call residue thinking. And it's the invisible enemy of energy. You can't afford to start the day that way. Not at your age. Not when your brain's natural clarity window is shrinking. So here's what I give my clients. I call it the morning override. The second you stand, I want one thought, one phrase that cuts through the noise. Something that isn't reflective. Something that isn't emotional. Something that gives a direct order to your mind. Like, I'm awake. I lead today. Or, eyes forward. Feet moving. No stories. Or even, reset. New data. Go. You think that's corny? Fine. Keep starting your mornings with fog and self-pity. But the clients who do this, they win their mornings. Period. Joan, 76. Retired ER nurse. Used to wake up swimming in grief. Her husband passed 5 years ago. Every morning was a spiral. Until we gave her that override. Her phrase? I command my mind. Not the past. She said it felt like flipping a switch. Same memories. Same grief. But no longer drowning in it before breakfast. You see what I'm saying? Energy doesn't just come from the body. It comes from decision. And decisions are triggered by language. So give your brain something to follow. Or it'll follow whatever story it woke up with. And most of those stories are poison. Next, let's talk breath. I'm not talking about meditation. I'm not here to sell you a mindfulness app. I'm talking about mechanical breath. Functional oxygen delivery. Because here's the trap. When you're groggy, you don't just move slow, you breathe shallow. You wake up in bed. You're not moving much. Your chest stays tight. Diaphragm stuck. Airflow weak. Brain oxygen low. Result? Brain fog. So what do? You don't sit and breathe deeply. You blast oxygen in. I want 5 strong nasal inhales. Back to back. No pause. Inhale through your nose like you're about to sprint. Then 1 loud exhale through your mouth. Like you're clearing a horn. It should sound ridiculous. Feel a little violent. That's good. You're not trying to relax. You're trying to oxygenate. Fast. I gave this to a former smoker, Stan, 70. He used to take 20 minutes to feel fully awake. After 1 week of this technique, 3 minutes, and he was fully online. He started calling it his oxygen slap. And the science is real. Nasal breathing triggers nitric oxide release, improves blood flow to the brain, clears carbon dioxide buildup from overnight. If you're not doing this, you're starting your day half alive. Now, let's talk about your eyes. Most of you wake up and stare at a wall. Or worse, your phone. First thing, let me be crystal clear. Looking at artificial light before you look at natural light destroys your circadian rhythm. That means your brain doesn't know what time it is. You could be in the middle of the night. Your cells don't care. You've confused the system. And that confusion leads to grogginess. Cortisol peaks at the wrong time. Melatonin production stays high. You stay foggy until lunch. So here's the fix. Within 10 minutes of waking, open a window. Step outside if you can. Get natural light in your eyes. Don't stare directly at the sun, but face the brightness. I told this to Frank, 68, a man who hadn't left his porch in months before noon. His words? I thought I needed more sleep. I didn't. I needed more light. He started his day on the porch. No sunglasses. Just 5 minutes of daylight. And his sleep improved. His energy shifted. Even his mood turned. Why? Because light is information. And your body runs on it. Miss that cue, and the whole day falls apart. Let me wrap this with one more trap. The worst one. The one nobody talks about because it sounds too simple. The first thing you do, the first action you take, it sets the pattern for the rest of the day. If your first action is passive, scrolling your phone, slouching in a chair, rehashing yesterday's drama, your brain will keep looking for that rhythm. But if your first action is decisive, movement, sound, light, breath, your brain builds from that intensity. I worked with a man, Gerald, 73. He used to wake up, lie in bed, and play solitaire on his phone for 30 minutes. Then he'd spend the rest of the day trying to snap out of it. Once we replaced that with his wake-up sequence, movement, spinal rocking, breath, phrase, walk, he told me something I'll never forget. He said, I feel like I'm finally choosing how to start my life, instead of waiting for it to start by itself. So let me ask you, what's the first thing you do every morning? Is it something that puts you in motion, or something that keeps you in place? Because if you're still waking up groggy every day, it's not because you're old. It's because you're following the wrong script. And now you've got a new one. A battle-tested sequence that flips your nervous system on, reclaims your momentum, and clears the fog before it ruins your morning. No more excuses. No more guessing. Just 5 simple steps. Wake the feet, fire the face, sound the voice, move the spine, claim the breath. Then anchor it all with light, motion, and command. Do it daily. Not when you feel like it. Not when it's easy. Daily. Without fail. You'll feel it. And people around you will feel it too. The shift, the presence, the energy. This isn't motivation. It's strategy. It works whether you're inspired or not. So now the only question left is, will you actually do it? Will you take 30 mornings and give this your full commitment? Or will you stay stuck in that fog, waiting for a miracle that never comes? You already know what doesn't work. You've tried the soft paths. You've tried taking it easy. Now it's time for something stronger. You want mornings that make you feel alive. Then you'd better start waking up like your life depends on it. Because it does. If this woke something up in you, don't keep it to yourself. Send it to someone who needs it. Someone who's been dragging through mornings like a ghost. Leave a comment. Tell me how your mornings really feel. And if you try this for a week, I want to hear what changed. Because I know it will. See you next time.